enjoy the music. A link in the description below. Luke PN, a composer which is magnificent if you want to use his music. In the road, apparently 3 lionesses. It is on the main road just north of the S28. So let's see if we can get a visual. But yeah, it's not going to be easy. But let's try. So it is in Vurhami Pride territory. So I will guess it should be these girls. Possibly the lioness with the 3 cubs as well. Other than that, I haven't heard anything. I can see the people aiming and pointing and smiling. And that's all you want to see out here. Alrighty, when I do get some eyes on these girls, I will see you on the video camera. There she is, folks, one of 3 that was seen walking on the S28 towards the tarmac. And I literally drive there about 10 minutes ago. It just shows you that timing is everything out here in the Kruger. A little bit of luck on the side. Beautiful rimming with some backlight. Attentive probably towards her sisters or aunties. Again in great physical shape. See the muscular shoulders there. If she stands up, we'll have a good idea on the fullness of the stomach. I do hope that we get a view of the other 2 as well. And Zaza, of course, was also seen 2 days ago, looking good after the snare was removed by Sandparks. I will guess that she might be the younger of the 3 lionesses. The fact that she's a little bit holding back could be that the other 2 are stalking something or watching prey. They do have certain strategies when they do hunt. I've seen so many times in the past how lionesses would push the prey animals towards a lioness waiting in ambush. You never know if this is the case. By the look of the abdomen, it seems like they are ready to hunt. And the same girl just moved about 45 meters to the front. Still nice and early. I think it's close to 7 o'clock, maybe 7:15. And the air is crisp as we move deeper into winter. It's wonderful to be in the Kruger Park. This time of year is really a good time to look for predators as well, and it's merely going to get better as we get deeper into the dry season. Scenting the air there a little bit. Seems like the air is, or the wind is pushing slowly from the east. She might be smelling the others or the prey animals, reading messages in the sky. Now she's watching towards the road. So I'm not sure if those lionesses might cross there. Well, as she is sitting down, I see a bit of a bulge in the stomach, so it's not completely empty. They typically want to eat and hunt every 2 to 3 days, but it doesn't look like they've eaten too long ago, but it could be something small. The 3 adult lionesses catches a warthog, for instance. They will have to hunt again soon after that. It all depends on the size of the prey, of course. For the avid wildlife photographer or upcoming photographers, see, I'm holding the lioness in the right hand side of the frame to leave directional space for her to look into. It's just more comfortable on the eye. And sometimes they sit like that and they look behind them, and there where she looks into, you then move the camera to the left or to the right and you position it on the left hand side of the frame. Always give space where the eyes are looking into. All right. Doesn't seem like the hunt is really on. If you look at that behavior and posture, it's more of a relaxed posture, not trying to sort of hide or contempt staring at the others, maybe stalking. There was an impala running past in the background. It was out of the frame. Caught her attention slightly. And sometimes luck also plays a role. I've seen in the past with sightings, sometimes lions would sleep during the heat of the day, and the next moment some kind of prey animal runs straight into the pride or actually walks in their way and ignites the stalking opportunity. Alert again, as if the other lionesses moved slightly. There wasn't attentive there. She quickly moved off, as if something is very close. That intense stalking posture that she showed. Now, let's see if we can get another view. You see that hair on the upper neck just beneath the chin? That makes me think that this is a young male over here. I have to double check. But if it is, seems like the same sort of mane length of the boy with the teared scrotum. Definitely a male. I had an update of 3 lionesses. And it's so easy at a glance to make that mistake. So I don't blame the people for saying that, because he does look like a lioness when you see that. He barely has a mane. But the lioness we were just filming, she quickly pursued something over there, and the mane or the male hangs back. It's a typical habit even from pride males. When they are stalking something, they will let the lionesses pursue it first, because they do stand out with their manes quite a bit. And if the lionesses does subdue the prey
and they need backup or extra power, the males will move in to help take down that animal, especially if it's some of the large bovids. Ungulates like giraffe and buffalo, sometimes hippo. Can you hear how the starlings are alarm calling for the predators? Rattling testiculars. Nobody's happy to see the lions except for the people on the road and myself. And you, of course. But our feathered friends doesn't agree. I'd rather settle down and be patient. Okay, let's see how it unfolds. There I thought it might have been the other brother. I just saw the mane or the long hair of that warthog that ran off. He almost ran straight into this chap. To see how quickly an opportunity can arise. Especially if it's early in the morning, and this time of the morning the warthogs have left their burrows already about an hour. And they'll be slowly foraging their way towards the water courses and water sources, so they might run straight into a predator waiting, but he was unfortunately simply too late to see that, and the warthog saw him. That's probably what the other lioness was attentively watching as well, and actually moved off. So still got visual of only the young male over here, and he's holding back as if he's just waiting to see if his siblings gets lucky. So if something happens, he would simply rush in to just join the feast. So again, it's a game of patience. If you do have the time, you can sit and wait. Anything could happen. I just saw the other lioness. She's closer to the road on that side. I'll see if I can point her out on the video camera for you. There she is. You see the ears popping out. Not a great visual, especially from the road on that side. I saw that glimmer in the coat or the ear hair. Yeah, there we go. Alright, she's moving towards her brother, preempting some affection or head rubbing. She's walking straight towards the young male. Just looking for some company. Like a visual greet. So that played out very nicely. Must be of the same three subadults that we did see on an episode a while back when they drank water from that low-level bridge on the S28. Probably my top sighting of them this far. That was simply marvelous. The golden light as well. They might also just stay right there. You sense that it's warming up nicely. A very brave guinea fowl passing in the background. Already see the male instinctively stooped his head down slightly, ears back, typical stalking posture. But the amount of energy that he will have to exert to chase after guinea fowl is way too much. So he would not, and just ignore it. Lions typically hunts anything a kilogram and heavier, about 2 pounds and heavier, depending on how far that prey animal is from him, of course. If it's something very close and oblivious, he may pounce it. Any bit of protein will help. But they seem very comfortable and content there, so I think they might just remain here. I just received another update of that unit of a lioness with the 3 cubs has crossed the S28 into this northern block. So they might actually end up by these youngsters, because they're obviously related, and they were seen as the entire pride 3-4 days ago on the H42 on Gesantombi link. So it's definitely worthwhile to stick around here for a little bit. And if that lioness was moving quite steadily with her cubs, she'll still be mobile now. Let's hope. There's warthogs here running straight to the lions. They just got up low stalking mode. Low profile. There we go. See what happens. Man, that was a marvelous opportunity. They just missed it. There's a group of like 2 female warthogs with 4 or 5 little wartlets with them. See how quickly things can change. Well, that's all part of the learning process. And after all, 1 to 2 out of 5 hunts actually realizes for these predators. They're much more successful at night, of course. With regards to warthogs, sometimes lions will try and dig them out of their burrows. My previous Heartbeat series, episode 92, there's a great example of that. Lone sark female that dug a warthog from its burrow. Sightings like that, few and far between. I haven't seen anything like that since. But alright, I'm still keen on the lioness with her cubs. Not sure if they are still making their way towards this area. The S28 is not far from here. Up again, watching something attentively. The density of prey in this area is so diverse and so much food in abundance. Not sure what they're stalking or trying. Alright, it seems like that the sighting is slowly but surely dissipating. I see the people are pulling out binoculars. No visual from my side. So they might be moving deeper in, but it's quite dense up ahead of us. And it is 8:15. It's starting to get quite sizzling over here. My body temperature is increasing, not just because of the sighting, but because of this African sun beating on me now. So I will stay here for another minute or 2, and then I want to go mission for that lioness and the cubs. And a little bit of the S25. Anything can happen, man. So stick around with me, please. Maybe there's glory on the horizon. Shades off. Alright, stay with me. Let's check the S28 for about 500 meters. If no success, if no joy, then I'm going to close this episode. But keep on watching the side camera. I'll put you close to the bush. And let's try. I'll take you exactly to the spot where I got the update of that lioness crossing with her 3 cubs. At least it's an update. No visual for us, unfortunately, yet. But at least it's an update from the other folks. So they are still A-okay. But just enjoy the drive along experience for a minute or 2. And then it's time to go home. So as a field guide over the years, your head stays busy. It's almost like watching a tennis game between Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi. Right to left. Then right
to left. What I like to do, especially on walking trails, is to sort of, when you come from the right to the left, I checked on the road for any signs of tracks, dung matter of animals like buffalo dung, fresh elephant dung, that you always take note of. It's your situational awareness on the bushwalks that typically helps you preempt not surprising the animals on foot. Ooh, that can be nasty. So yeah, you look from left, do a V line on the road and check right, and you continue like that. If you've got a good neck and you can afford to do that, you do that. Otherwise, you depend on somebody else to look for you. Speaking of spinal injuries. Alright, we're more or less in the area where those that lioness and her cubs have crossed. Some wildebeest over here. They're looking calm, cool and collected, right? Lots of plains game. I see the warthog up there as well with another group of wildebeest. It's too far for the GoPro's wide angle to pick up, unfortunately. So you're just going to have to trust me on that one. Alright, it's another group of wildebeest next to the road here. I think we might get them closer. And then I am going to switch off. So Impala, also approaching the wildies. Here's our gnus. They're not oil portraits, these animals. You might see them nicely off the GoPros there, or at least a bit of movement. Alright, let's see what I can do, and I'll see you on the next frame.